Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. We're so happy to welcome Lamont BRELAND to come talk with us today about agent personal safety. He's a broker in Louisville, Kentucky. And go ahead and get started, Lamont. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, thank you, Julie. It's great to be here. Welcome from Louisville, right there, the bourbon capital, horse capital, basketball country, home to Muhammad Ali and Jack Harlow, if you're young enough to know who that is. If not, Google it. So yeah, I've been in the real estate business for 38 years. It's all I've ever done since college, and didn't get involved in association work for about 17 years. And the reason I got involved was the reason we all get involved. Somebody asked me. So I got involved with the local association and then the state association, and then most recently, the last 7 years, with NAR. And then I was the 2025 NAR Safety Advisory Committee chair last year. Chris Garrett is this year's chair, and Chris Atwell is the vice chair. So I'm the immediate past chair. Anything I say here has not been endorsed necessarily by the National Association of Realtors. I do not have an official role right now with NAR other than serving on a committee. I'm no longer a Seb's going at it, man. I love that. You see, that's part of it, is staying in shape. You need that. So the things I'm going to talk to you about today, a lot of them are NAR slides. Some of them are my slides. I've got two short videos. One's 3 minutes and one's 2 minutes. I had my wife look at them. She said, yeah, she's an HR person, a VP. She said, yeah, I think those will add some value. So I threw those in there as well. And you're not going to hear anything today, probably, I don't know, that you haven't heard. But like going to the gym, we all know we need to do it, but it takes discipline. And that's part of what at NAR we're trying to do, is create a culture of safety amongst our agents, our brokers, and our associations. So, and this looks like a fairly small group. I can't tell how many. So, you know, we can have Q&A at the end, or just feel free to jump in there. That's the way we all learn together. I'm still learning every day after 38 years, every day. So feel free to stop me and ask a question, or if you've got some experience that would add some value, please share that with us. Okay. All right, so NAR safety program, you know, really it has not been around that long. So if your association does not have a safety committee, or if your brokerage does not have a safety policy, don't feel too bad about yourself. A lot of this came as a result of Beverly Carter, who I'll talk a little bit about in a minute. And they just in 2015 was the first year NAR had an actual safety course. They put together a 1 hour, a 3 hour, and a 6 hour. Currently, they just have, I think the 3 hour was just updated last year. So the idea is to reduce the number of safety incidents throughout our industry, and much like those in law enforcement, to make sure, you know, every realtor comes home safely at night. Now, our best tool, and I'll say this several times, and then I'll go to it at the end, but it is nar.realtor/safety. That is a living document, if you will. It's a living page. It's updated quite a bit, but it has some older videos, some older trainings that are somewhat timeless. I notice I'm still on the front page, so I don't know. Chris and I did a safety driving NAR safety podcast last year, and those are things that, you know, you can use at your offices. So, all right. So we all know real estate is risky, but think about it as, you know, it's just not a bad guy or a bad girl doing something to you. It's also it's more than that. You know, it's safety on the job. It's safety if you're a commercial agent. It's safety when you're showing warehouses. It's safety when you're driving. It's mental wellness. It's all of these things that can creep in on us. And why is that? Well, from a physical standpoint, most of us realtors, we like to look successful. You know, a lot of us have nice cars, nice watches, nice handbags. We dress nice. We try to come across, we're usually more of a type A-ish type personality. And people see that, they're watching us. And as the saying always goes, what do we do for a living? We meet people we don't know in vacant properties, lock the door, and take them down the basement. That can go bad pretty quickly if we're not prepared. And a lot of these properties we're unfamiliar with. They're not always our listings. We also sit in open houses, and that is a target-rich environment for a bad person, especially if they're working as a team. Again, entering vacant properties, driving with strangers in our car. I know COVID did away with a lot of that. And nowadays it seems with the market constantly changing, sometimes it's easier, unless you're dealing with relocation, to just meet folks at the property. But before you let anybody into your car, obviously you need to vet them. So we have public visibility. You know, a lot of us are. We have ads. We do golf scrambles. We have billboards. We have, you know, if you Google your name and you don't come up, you're not a very good marketer as a realtor. So and again, I would always Google your name to see what comes up and to see what type of image you're putting out there. Okay, and there's a lot of ways for us to get for folks to get in contact with us. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Text, email. I mean, it's just everything. We've got it coming in, and I think NAR must have sold a list to them, because I get about 8 potential spam calls a day for health insurance. So we probably all get that. And as we alluded to a little bit earlier in the pre-call, we handle our clients' personal information. So that's a safety risk, and we have liability. What do we do with those things? And then finally, just a lot of people just think, who would ever harm me? You know, what would I've never done anything to anybody. But you don't have to look far. Look to Minneapolis the other day. I mean, it's just, there are crazy people out there. And if they're intentional about coming after you or your data, you're not going to be prepared if you don't consistently have that culture of safety. I talked about Beverly Carter. I can't believe it was in 2014, but most of you know the Beverly Carter story. I'm going to share a short video with you. It's 3 minutes, but I think, you know, sometimes you have to hear the truth, and you have to hear, a lot of times in these talks, we have to not get graphic, but just remind our people that it is dangerous out there, that there are dangerous people out there, and we have to constantly stay vigilant. So here's a little bit of information on that.
November marks Realtor Safety Month. It's a cause that's especially dear to the family of Beverly Carter. She was a local realtor who was kidnapped and killed 4 years ago this month. THV11's Michael Aaron shows us her family's push to raise awareness.
David, they are working to improve safety for real estate agents through the Beverly Carter Foundation. Carter's son says it's such an important cause because his mom did so many things right when it came to safety, but it still wasn't enough to save her. When you step inside Carl Carter's front door,
she was precious and so full of life.
You'll find this photo of his mother.
And so full of spunk.
His best friend.
So I think that she's proud of me, but she would probably get on to me a little bit for not spending, you know, every waking moment with her grandkids.
Beverly Carter was a well-known real estate agent in Central Arkansas. On September 25th, 2014, 2 people posing as clients kidnapped and killed her.
My mom just simply went to work on that day almost 4 years ago. And, you know, as so many of us know, all it takes is just one event, one appointment that can change everything. And then a family is shattered.
Since his mother's death, Carl has traveled the country, teaching real estate agents about the risks that come with their job and ways to protect themselves. He founded the Beverly Carter Foundation last year and has also become a realtor himself.
Getting elbow to elbow with these incredible people has helped me learn kind of the day in the life, and to have a little street cred whenever I'm out talking to them.
During this month, dedicated to keeping real estate agents safe, Carl will share his mother's story in 8 states.
I really feel that we're making a difference.
Keeping her drive and spirit alive for many beyond her family.
If there's anything that I can impart, would be to encourage everyone to be so aware, or as aware as they can be of their situations, up to and including their precious families that need them to get home safely.
Now, Carter says one of the biggest deterrents for crime is taking away the anonymity of someone trying to harm you. He says you can do that by obtaining a driver's license, meeting in a public place, or using the buddy system.
November marks
There we go. Yeah, so Beverly did everything right. There was a team, a man and a woman, that called her. The woman, the female called her, set up an appointment on a vacant, empty property that was a little bit rural. And that was it. The husband came, or whoever he was, and they caught him the next day using her credit cards. And they said they targeted her because she was a rich real estate lady. So just a terrible, terrible reality. So anyway, over the last 10 years, there have been over 200 real estate professionals that have been victims of homicide, and that is a pretty disturbing fact. And obviously, thousands more of those have been other forms of assault, not just a homicide. And then, of course, probably thousands more were never reported. In 2022, NAR did a realtor safety survey, and here are some of the statistics they came up with. 23% of realtors said they experienced a situation that made them fear for their personal safety. 18% of realtors felt unsafe during an open house. And then the U.S. Department of Labor has classified the real estate profession as high risk. And an interesting but sad stat is that there's more real estate professionals killed nationwide each year than there are New York City police officers. All right, so when it comes to crime, they have what's called the crime equation, and that's motive plus opportunity, and that equals crime. So the idea is to remove part of the kind of a part of that. And if you look at this little stool here, you've got motive, you've got means, and you've got opportunity. So you can't have all three of those. So you have to take away at least one of those. You take away the means. That leaves motive and opportunity. All right, another means is I would suggest that you Google yourselves, as I said earlier. This is something that NAR has done some research on behavioral profiling. And when people have intentions to do bad things to people, if you get on your Facebook or any of your social media, your business cards, look at the photos. Make sure if you look at the one of the young lady on the right, they say that is not a picture, although she looks very nice. It kind of shows weakness, subservience, vulnerability. Same thing with the gentleman. The other one looks more business-like. So I would challenge you to look at your headshots, look at your social media, and just say, what is the image that I am portraying to the general public? All right, this is actually real. Let me take you home. It's gorgeous inside. That type of thing is inviting bad behavior. And if you Google pictures on the internet of realtors, you will see all kinds, men and women, that are putting out this, this look that is not something that is professional, and it could trigger someone that has bad intentions. All right, again, removing the means, marketing language, authoritative versus subservient. You want to remove the weakness and the vulnerability. An authoritative quote, experience to handle the entire real estate process. Subservient is here to serve all your real estate needs. So, and now I don't know how many of you all are using ChatGPT. I use it quite a bit now. It's very interesting. Jared James just did a 3-hour seminar here in Louisville last week, all about AI, and it's very interesting. I would encourage you to, you can get the ChatGPT free, and you can come up with different ways to put your message out there. It's very, very effective. All right, so we're going to talk about what you have inside of you, the spidey sense, your gut feeling. That is a real thing. It's been proven over and over again. We all have a built-in safety sense. It's our survival instinct, and you go with it over anything. I don't care what tools you're using. If your gut tells you that this is a bad situation, do not go. Do not enter. Turn around. Get a buddy, and listen to it. Don't think, oh, that's silly. Nobody would hurt me. We all know that feeling, and when you have it, listen to it. again, that nagging feeling, anxiety, hunches, call it what you want, gut feeling, curiosity, a little bit of hesitation. Just please, if you feel that, act on it, would be my message to you. All right, so one of the danger zones is in your vehicle. You know, it seems like we're all running a little bit behind. We're always in a hurry. Slow down. I mean, we need to, you know, if you've got a 2 o'clock appointment, you know, make it a goal to always get there, you know, 5 minutes early. Try to park in a well-lit area at night. Pull through a parking space so you don't have to back out. You know, they always talk about when you pull up on a listing, don't pull in the driveway. If you pull in the driveway, you know, back in or just park at the end of the driveway so you can get out. But it's always best to park in the front of the driveway so no one can come in behind you. Always keep your passenger door locked. You know, look at your vehicle to see if it's programmed so that you have to press it twice to unlock the passenger door. Most cars you can do that. So when you unlock it, only your door is the one that is being unlocked. All right, the 10-second safety scan. I think scan is pretty good. When you pull up to an appointment, when you pull up to the grocery store, when you pull up to a bank, you arrive at your destination, step out of your car, walk toward the property, arrive at the door, enter the property. At every step along the way, you need to stop for 5 seconds. So when you pull up to the appointment, look around. You know, your situational awareness. Do you see anything that looks strange? When you step out of your car, same thing. When you're walking toward the property, constantly scanning, looking to the left, to the right, looking at the front door. When you arrive at the front door, obviously you want to knock on the door. Always knock on the door, even if it's a vacant property. If you all have a key box system, super system, whatever you use, knock on the door, announce yourself, open the door all the way so that it touches the wall when you enter the property. So they have this little acronym of POWDER. When you park your car, out of your car, walking to the property, door, entering the property, and then reverse as you're leaving. That's very important, and it's something that you should really try to do every time you're in your vehicle. All right, some of the danger zones here. These are just a few tips, and I'll send this out to you, Julie, so you can have this PowerPoint and you can use it. You can share it with whoever might want to use it for an office meeting or something like that. Tip number one: if you feel you're being followed, don't park. Drive around the block. If that gut feeling tells you that there's someone that may be following you, it's not worth it. Turn around. If someone were to attack you or something were to happen to you, you know, your possessions are not worth them. Give them whatever. Give them your purse. Give them your wallet, and just get them out of there. It's just obviously not worth it to fight over your material possessions. Try to pay attention. I mean, you want to be a good witness. So when the police do come, you know, try to look for facial features, distinguishing marks, anything like that that might be able to help catch the person that did it to you. When you approach your car, have your keys in your hand. You know, we'll talk a little bit about the tools you can use. You can use your keys in between your fingers. That if someone were to come upon you, you could kind of reach back and hit them with it. You can buy a Kubotan or something like that on Amazon for $20. But obviously, anything like that, you need to be prepared and trained to use it. We talked about number 5, unlocking your driver's side door only. Always before you get in the car, look in the back seat. You know, when you open the door and the light comes on, check the back seat to make sure there's nobody in there that could do harm to you. As soon as you get in, lock the doors immediately. You know, don't get in the car and start talking on your phone or texting or doing like that. Secure the vehicle. Get in the vehicle, lock the doors, start it, and then start rolling away. Again, don't sit in your vehicle on your phone. And again, we talked about car keys. I don't do this, but it's probably a good idea to separate your car keys from your home keys, office keys, that type of thing. So if someone were to take your car away from you, they wouldn't have keys to your house and to your office. Here's here's some more tips. Again, I'll send these out. I'm not going to go through every one of them. Keep your car in good condition. That's a no-brainer. But it's easy not to do. But make sure you get your tune-ups, make sure you get your oil changed, check your tires, have them rotated, and all those types of things, so that you don't get in a situation where your car is not working. All right, so we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about at your office, another potential danger zone. It says, have a lock on your personal office door.
Sorry, are we allowed to ask questions in between, or should we wait till the end?
Yeah, go ahead, please. So this is good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hi, Lamont. This is Lynn. Thank you. This is eye-opening because obviously, unless you're aware, you don't do it, right? And then
Right.
I wanted to clarify the one you said, the 2-second rule, because I didn't really understand that, because those are normal things that we do when we go show a property, right? We park the car, we walk from the car to the house, and so I was just unsure what the 2-second rule meant.
Yeah, so so it takes 10 seconds to do it. So you at least take 2 seconds, 1001, 1002, for each one of those things. I don't know about you, but I have pulled up to an appointment a little bit late. My clients may be in the backyard, they'll be walking around, and then it's over. You jump out of the car, you may lock it, you may not. You grab your phone, and then you're running to them. I'm just saying, slow down before you do each one of those things. For instance, I was at a gas pump the other day, and I realized that my car was not locked, and you're on the other side. Well, I just recently read that that's a thing. People will, while you're on the other side of the car, they will come into your car and steal your car or your belongings in it. So it's just, I guess it's just, again, situational awareness, just making sure you take time. And just because you do that, Lynn, doesn't mean everybody does. As you know, this is a very part-time business for a lot of people, and they may not be, as conscientious as you are. I hope that answers it.
Oh, okay. So what you're just saying is that when you go approach a property, when you get out of the car, you lock it, you make sure, the surroundings look okay, and then you walk. Is that what you're meaning? Like every single
Yeah.
you just
You pull up to the car, you pull up to the property, turn your car off, look left, right, kind of look around for 2 seconds, get out of your car, lock the car. As you're walking up, don't be looking at your phone. And I'm telling you, if you start, I would challenge you to start watching people as they're out in public. Very rarely are they aware of their surroundings. Their head is down and they're looking at their phone.
Right.
Don't do that. Put your phone in your pocket, look to the left, look to the right, be scanning, and just do that at every point as you enter the home.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question. And then so back to the office. Keep your, I would always suggest, buy 2 or 3 extra phone chargers. Leave it at your office, at your home. Always have that phone fully charged at all times, because it can become your lifeline. Have some type of emergency sequence on your phone, so if something were to go bad, how to alert 911 or something like that. And then number 6, use your loud voice and be an assertive voice. If someone catches you by surprise, I've seen this done in live trainings, where all of a sudden it's like someone flipped a switch, and a meek young lady can become very intimidating when they throw out the F-bomb and start shouting at someone that is trying to do harm to them. So you have to go full on attack mode if someone tries to get aggressive with you. And so I would, and these are all things you can role play at your office. If you have a safety meeting, you would be surprised at how easy it is to come up from behind and grab someone because they're not paying attention at the office, especially. But if you have a safety meeting, a training at your office, and you don't have to be a certified safety, I'm not a certified safety, I don't even know if there is such a thing, safety instructor. Just do it, be that ambassador for your office. Because if no one else is doing it, why don't you do it? Just go to your broker, if you're not the broker, and just say, hey, I just listened to some guy from Louisville talk about safety, and he shared some slides with me. Could I do a little safety class? Then you can do some role play and things like that with people. What would you do if someone came up on you and tried to if you felt threatened by them? So those are all things that you can do. And again, becoming that safety ambassador for your office.
What's your opinion on like a self-defense class, learning to use pepper spray, or even a handgun?
Yeah, NAR does not endorse any one form. They don't discourage you from using a handgun. They would just say, make sure that you are trained with that weapon, and that would be not even going just to the range, but enroll in classes where there's active training. Because if someone comes, your isosceles position at the range is not going to be used if someone comes up and tries to do harm to you. And more often than not, the assailant can take the weapon away from you. So be careful with that. The number one used is pepper spray, but be prepared, know how to use it. That Kubotan that I talked about is basically like a pen, and you carry it in your purse or carry it in your keychain. That's a good one to always have. I don't know if you all can see me, but if you have a pen or a Kubotan like this, and you're holding it like that in your hand, and someone comes up behind you, you just do that. And that's going to knock about 90% of the folks to the ground because they're not going to be ready for it. And that's something that's cheap, it's inexpensive. One of our members here in Kentucky Association of Realtors, he's a retired state trooper. And he said, he asked his classes, the best way to get out of a stranglehold or a chokehold? Well, the answer is don't get in one. So just know your situation, know your surroundings, and don't let people get up on you or near you. But yeah, I mean, I've got two daughters in the business. One's been in for 8 years, one's been in for 3. They're 30 and 34. So all of this is pretty real to me. And I want them to be prepared. I want them to carry something, not a gun, because they don't know how to use them. I carry a gun, handgun, but the thing is, I don't carry it with me always. I'll keep it in my briefcase and put it next to my desk, but you've got to be super careful with that. I mean, same thing with pepper spray. If you leave your purse unattended, your briefcase unattended, and a child comes in and finds it, you just have to think about, and they talk about those things in the safety classes. Does that answer your question, Skip?
Yes, it does. Thanks.
All right. So back to the office. If you're in an office building, get to know and recognize the other occupants, other tenants in the building, know where the exits are, know where the stairs are there any alarm codes, and learn how to use them. And again, just know your surroundings, know your office surroundings, and to try to avoid anything. So next is the property showings. We talked a little bit about this. Don't park in the driveway, carry your keys and your phone. Never turn your back to a prospect. Always let them in first. Avoid spaces where you can be trapped. Now, this is one of the oldest ones in the book. Have you all heard of that acronym, CETO? That's been around for as long as I've been in the business. It's come into the office, especially if you feel that something's not quite right, that maybe you're threatened. I don't know if any of you all, do you all have forewarned at your association as a member benefit? If you don't, it's a great tool. It's free to us as a member benefit at our association. It's called Forewarn. It's an app you put on your phone, and you can put in a phone number, anybody's cell phone number, and it'll give you a background check on them.
Yeah, put that in the chat. I put that
it's I use it literally. I use it daily for different things. If I get a call that sounds too good, or I get a, you all probably get those crazy emails, call me on, get me on WhatsApp, that type of thing. Those are red flags. But if someone says their name is Bill Johnson and they're from Iowa, and their phone number, you put them in there, it'll tell you if they're Bill if they really are, Bill, and if they've got a record, it'll tell you every place they've ever lived, the vehicles that they've owned. So I would definitely encourage you to look into that. Okay, so don't resist. We talked about that. If you go into a property or something happens and they try to do something to you, first give up your property and not your life. Stall if you can, maybe appear to go along with the attacker, but be thinking about how to get that. You know, it's fight or flight, right? I mean, if someone someone lays hands on you, I mean, you've got a decision to make. And you know, you need to get out of there. You know, we talked about that with the pen, the Kubotan, whatever you have, but be ready to use it. We talked about the assertive voice, yell, stop, and your loudest voice, scream, you know, just as loud as you can in a very authoritative voice. Hold your hands up. It says criminals have been known to back down and leave the victim alone if they yell or show that they might fight back. And so, but if you do, again, if you decide to respond physically, I mean, that's totally up to you. But the first priority is to get out of there, kick them, hit them, and run. And also, you know, how many of you, I wonder, when you open the front door, you also go open a back door, you know, unlock it, especially if you get there before your client. That's never a bad idea. And then it just says, you know, run, and don't look back. All right. What if things go sideways? Do not apologize or announce your intentions. Be very deliberate and authoritative. Act decisively. Running away is as courageous as fighting back. There's nothing wrong with that. And you think, well, gosh, what will people think if I run away? Well, they'll think you're still alive. So that's not a bad thing. Fighting back, a conscious decision when escaping is not an option. So, you know, the bottom line is you want to make it home, whatever it takes. Don't get in the situation like with the chokehold. Don't allow it to happen, and always trust your gut.
Lamont, sorry. What does it mean to don't apologize or announce intentions?
Right. So it's just to say, you know, oh, I'm so sorry. This property is not. I told you not to. This isn't the type of property I wanted to see. You know, I mean, yes, you did. I mean, this meets your criteria. I mean, I don't think we need to, or if it gets physical. I mean, I don't know what people do. You know, normally if someone has intentions of doing something bad, they're going to get physical with you. So I don't know. It just, again, I think it goes towards being authoritative. You know, if you're authoritative, you don't apologize. You know, I'm getting that. You just get out of there. That's my understanding of kind of what that means. Yeah, so make sure no one touches or takes the drugs in a property. Has anyone ever come across drugs in a property? You know, I know anytime you have a new listing, you always want to advise your clients to remove drugs and things like that. But you can come across those things. And if you do, the best thing is to just get out of there. Stop the showing, leave, and move on. And I think really they're talking more about illegal drugs. If you were to come across a marijuana growing or heroin or some type of pipes or that type of thing, probably the best idea is just to stop the showing, leave, and then report to the police as soon as you can. All right, back to into the property. Be extra careful if a property is more isolated. That's what happened to Beverly Carter. If it's rural or commercial property, I don't know if you probably don't have a lot of rural areas. I don't know in San Jose, but phone reception could be a problem. So that's something I know. One of the safety accomplishments in the last 2 years is the MLS safety fields. So some of our MLSs now have adopted these new safety fields, which might say on the listing that you probably will not have good cell coverage, that type of thing. So that's always good to know. Also, always carry a flashlight that works. It says 18% of realtors have experienced fear during a showing. Yeah, again, just always be careful as you're out there. All right, so this actually happened to me, and Skip, you'll find this interesting, I think, from your previous profession. I was at an NAR convention, I think in San Diego, and we had just listed an $850,000 house, which is big here. And this text came across to my daughter. It says, "Hey, Christina, my husband Rob and I are in town visiting my family and noticed your listing in Orchard Valley. Rob is a UPS pilot and planning on retiring by year's end and planning on moving to Louisville. So exciting. We're flying out early in the AM and we're hoping to take a look at the house later today or this evening if possible." So she called me immediately and she said, "Do you think this is real?" I mean, they're saying everything you want to hear, right? So I immediately had her put him in forewarn. I got his name. I looked on Facebook. I saw him, this person with his name, sitting in the cockpit of a big jetliner with a UPS uniform on. So I'm feeling better about it. She responds, "Hey there, I think we can make that work. What time were you all thinking? I'm on appointments till 6:30, but could make it after that." And he said, or she said, 7 p.m. question mark. And then here's what we decided to do. She texted me back and said, "Perfect. I'll meet you at 8411 Orchard Valley Road at 7 p.m. Can you share with me what make and model vehicle you will be driving? Also, could you please send me a picture of your driver's license? We can never be too safe these days. I've also added my business partner, Katie, to this text thread. She will be joining us. Look forward to meeting you all there." So turns out everything this fellow said was true. He came to the house, ended up buying it for cash. But you just can't be too, our gut was saying this doesn't seem real. So I thought that was, there's never any problem with asking someone for their picture ID. If they will not send it to you, that's a red flag. So again, I would encourage you, if it seems too good to be true, or if your gut is telling you it just doesn't seem right, doing some of these things will definitely help. Okay, we're getting close to the end here. Vacant properties, walk around the property, look for any safety concerns, unlocked doors, windows, cars, no cars, abandoned cars, that type of thing. Knock on the door, announce yourself as you enter, listen for any signs of movement. Check the lights to make sure the power is on. Always have a good flashlight on you. We talked about that. Make sure doors are open all the way before walking through. One big debate is, do you lock the door behind you or not when you enter a property? That's personal preference. I know many times I have left it unlocked, and then I find myself in the backyard with the buyers, and I think, oh my gosh, I hope nobody comes in the front door. So that's something to think about. Always be on guard as you walk through the property, especially when opening closet doors. And if with a client, never turn your back and let them lead you through. All right, so here's a little 2.5 minute video I think you enjoy. It's actually me. I'm a little younger looking here. It was a few years ago, but it's a little video I did for safety that I think you'll like. Here it is.
Hey guys, this is Lamont, and I'm out at a vacant property, and I read this morning on Inman where another realtor out in the U.S. was found dead in front of a model home. So just want to talk to you a little bit about agent safety this morning real quickly. As you can see, I had a vacant property. There was a tenant that moved out, and so we're coming out to take a look at it. It's vacant. This is all about situational awareness. That is the key word. Anytime you roll up on a property, just know what's going on around you. I would always suggest, first thing you want to do is walk around the property, check all the doors, make sure they're locked, look at all the windows, make sure that there's nobody, no open windows or broken windows where somebody could come in, and then you want to make the decision, do I really want to, all right, so right now I see an open window, so that would tell me I definitely want to be careful and even decide if I even want to walk in this thing. Always take somebody with you, especially when you're in a vacant property, because you just never know what could happen. So anyway, once you get in the property, you want to make sure that the door is locked. We're gonna go in here. And then, just be careful. Make sure the door is open all the way so nobody could be behind it. Anytime you walk in a room, kind of, you all watch Cops, right? So clear the room. Make sure that everything looks good. Don't ever walk in an area where you could have something behind you in a room where you haven't been. Just kind of walk through. Turn on lights. Again, make sure the door's all the way open. And again, I would stress, if you're in a vacant property, have somebody with you. And you can pack heat if you got a concealed carry. You can have pepper spray. You can have a stun gun. But nothing is more important than just situational awareness. Also, make sure there's a back door. And I would even suggest unlocking that door first thing so that you have a way to get out in case your other means of egress are closed. So anyway, this is a small house. Oh, there's that window. So obviously that is a concern. So, you just want to be careful. When you open up closets, make sure that there's not a... Okay, so obviously, I got my man David Hammond here. He is not a bad guy. He is this morning, but that just shows how quick it can happen. And most of us are not going to be a match for someone coming in and trying to take us out, especially when they have the factor of surprising us. So anyway, be careful out there, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.
All right, who saw that coming? Okay.
Scared me.
That was
Yeah,
great.
well, it's been several years. It still scares me.
Yeah.
I'm always waiting for it.
Lamont, wonderful, very nice video. And I do like the fact that you walk around the perimeter of the house just to kind of get the lay of the land. So because sometimes what I'll do is like ring the doorbell or whatever, just to alert whoever's inside. I don't know if I should do that. And then I'll knock on the door and they'll open it and I'll be like, real estate. So should we not do that?
I love that. Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, if I had to do it over again, I would have knocked on the door. But that was a one taker. After we did it, I thought, ooh, maybe I could read it, but no, but no, I think that's great. And I may have mentioned that earlier, even on a vacant property, ring the doorbell, knock on the door, announce yourself. No, I think that's right on. Absolutely.
I mean, because they may not want to be found. They may leave on the other side, if they know. Yeah.
And there could be a squatter in there. I mean, you never know, really, who could be in a house.
I've had squatters in my listings before as well. So yeah.
It's a thing. All right, we'll kind of end up here with,
Real quick, did I miss something?
Yeah.
Were you attacked? I looked away for a minute, then I heard all this noise. Were you attacked at that house?
Well, not really. I had one of my maintenance guys, one of our contractors. He looked like the Hamburglar, though. I don't know. He had these weird, funny glasses on. Yeah, he was hiding in a closet, and I opened the door, and he jumped out at me. So, yeah.
Okay, that was staged by you.
Role playing.
It was definitely staged. Yeah.
Okay. Scared me for
I
a
would
minute.
not have been that calm and aggressive.
I had two other comments too. Whenever I have an appointment for tomorrow for a listing, and I like to go for marketing reasons, of course, but also safety, to look around the neighborhood to see. I mean, they're going to always say that was a great neighborhood, such as that. So I go ahead of time to see for myself, take pictures, start my marketing at that point before the appointment.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's great. And then you're confident
And
when
then
you get there.
right. And then another, this was another training. This Mike would always say, when you ring the doorbell, because you have to not only consider your safety, but the person on the other side of that door. So he said, when they have those little peepholes, make sure you're stepping away from it so they can see you. So you're not a threat.
Absolutely. No, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm kind of I was kind of a cop wannabe my whole life. So I've been on a lot of, I was a reserve deputy for 3 years, a long time ago. So I had a little bit of training back then. And then I've been on the Louisville Metro Police Foundation for like 19 years. And so anyway, I'm pretty plugged into that stuff. But the training, like a police officer, whenever they knock on a door, they never stand in front of the door, or at least they shouldn't. And I find myself doing that too. Kind of knock on the door and step aside a little bit because you
Right.
never know who's in there and what they could do.
Right.
And I don't mean to come across as an alarmist. I mean, the odds of any of this ever happening to you is very slim, but it's still good to be prepared all the time. All right, so with open houses, people know that you're working alone, so you don't want to give any opportunity to anybody in there. You've got lots of people many times coming through the house. It's always good to have someone, a buddy or someone working open house with you, especially if it's a larger home. A lot of times the bad people will, they may not be there to attack you, but they're there to maybe steal something or to unlock a window or two. So then when you leave, that window's unlocked. Then they can come back and jump in there. The visitor sign-in book, there's automated ways of doing it now, showing IDs, group tours, again, have someone on each floor, inform a neighbor. I hadn't thought of that, but maybe go to the neighbor on either side, just say, hey, my name's Lamont, and we have an open house on Sunday from 2 to 4. If you see anybody, lurking around the house, here's my card, please give me a call. And again, some safety tips here. Let them lead the way. You can stay by the door, establish escape routes. A lot of this is redundant. You're in a house with people that you don't know. So have a bell attached to the front door. I mean, you can buy those on Amazon and click it on the door. So whenever someone comes in, it'll make a little noise so you know that someone's in the house. Again, remind your seller, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm going to check all the windows before I leave, but I would advise you to also check the windows and doors when you get home. And then before you leave, be quiet and listen, just to listen to see if you can hear any movement or anything that if there's someone that could be in the house. It says be more alert at the end of the open house. That is the most dangerous time of an open house. They have this slide in there. There's a couple. I'll just go through it real quickly. I'm on our security team at our church, which is sad. You have to have that nowadays. But I always think that with the FBI they do training. It's run, hide, fight. So if you're in an active shooter situation, if you're like in a large conference, or if you're in a church or you're somewhere, that's a target-rich environment. Carlos, I'll get you real quick here in just a second. But always be looking for, have a plan. If someone comes to the door and it's the door 10 over from you, you're probably going to run. If you can't run, you might hide. But if it's the door right next to you, you don't have a choice. You're going to have to fight and try to neutralize the threat. So I always try to think about that when I'm in a large room or even a restaurant. What would I do if someone came in with a gun, and not just with a gun, but actually started shooting? Because it's happening more and more, and you need to have a plan for that. Carlos, do you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to share that on my open house, nobody was in the house but me, and I heard a noise upstairs. So I disregarded it because nobody's here anyway. Maybe it's next door, right? So at the end of the open house, I look at the bedroom upstairs, and the window was all way locked. I had left the window open before. So
wow.
At that point, I disregarded that noise because nobody was in the house. And I said, there is no ghost here, right? So I should step out of the house. And I should never go up and find out who is in the house because nobody was in the house. But if I had gone upstairs and I find somebody hiding, that would be a problem.
Right, right. Yeah, you almost don't want to find them. I mean, that's what do you do if you find them? Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Reverse mortgage, Maggie?
Good morning, everyone. I'm driving, so I'm off camera, but I was just going to say thank you for all this information. This is great. I wanted to share, I've been helping a lot of my realtor friends open homes. And what I've been doing is I let them park. I watch them from across the street. I let them go around the house. I let them settle in inside. And I give it about 5 minutes, maybe no more than 7 minutes. And then I walk in to make sure they're okay. Because if there was a case like the ones you're saying, then that person probably doesn't know there's somebody else with that person. So I've been doing that quite a bit with my realtor friends. And then regarding the gas station, you know, you brought up some great information there. You know, I just had a family friend of mine. She was at the gas station pumping gas. There's actually a video that was actually shared on social media. You can actually see her pumping when somebody on the other side breaks the window, no noise, takes out all of her belongings. She has no idea this is happening while she's pumping. All of a sudden, she goes around and she sees the window and she's shocked. She's like, you know, you can literally see her reaction, like, how in the world did this happen? So again, be aware of your surroundings. My husband has bought me the taser guns. So I gave them, you know, to some of my realtor friends. So be very, very cautious. And again, thank you for this great information. We all need this.
Yeah, that was a great story. Thank you for that. So next, a little bit about cybersecurity and identity theft. I mean, we all know what's going on now. You all being senior specialists, you know, it's easier and easier to be fooled, no matter what your age. These scams, these email frauds, these voice you know, they can. If someone tried to capture my voice online, it would be very easy. And you can throw it into ChatGPT now and come up with me saying whatever they want me to say. And I just closed on a duplex about a week and a half ago. The brother of a good friend of mine, he's probably close to 70. I mean, just great mentally, great condition. But we lose sight of the fact that he hadn't bought a house in 25, 30 years. He doesn't know anything. And if someone called him with my voice and said, "Hey, Jamie, it's Lamont. We just had a little hiccup at Borders and Borders closing attorneys. They now want you to wire the money to them. So sorry. I'm going to send you over an email with the wiring instructions." And then he would have done it in a heartbeat. You know, so you owe it to your clients at every age, you know, to have that discussion. You know, and the other thing is, you know, now with the exclusive buyer agency and the forms that have to be filled out prior to showing a property, you know, it puts us in a different situation where we have to actually get in front of them and have them sign something, but have that discussion early on of what you will and will never do, and just alert them to ChatGPT and AI and how easy it is to get, and that the bad guys and girls are using it too. And these are just some tips. Look for HTTPS in the URL, watch for typos. Of course, now with ChatGPT, I mean, there doesn't have to be typos. You know, it's very easy to draft an email that sounds like you. Verify the requester's identity, be suspicious of any anonymous e-cards. Again, just you owe it to your clients to have this conversation with them. Shredding, obviously, it's funny that now that we're paperless, we use as much paper as we ever did. It's just, we just have to get rid of it now. So just make sure you don't leave things. You know, our company is guilty of it. I see stuff laying on the copier. You know, they print stuff out and leave, you know, and it's got their social security number, our clients, things like that. Just be careful of, you know, not to do that and not to be in too big of a hurry. And another thing, I was listening to a podcast, and there's a lot of great podcasts and things on nar.realtor/safety. They're 20, 30-minute listens, just in the car or whatever. But one of them was talking about cameras in the house and how we owe our clients safety in their negotiations as well. You know, so we all know not to talk in a house, right? You know, oh my gosh, I love this house. Oh, what do you think we should go in on? You know, what do you think we should go full price? You know, they're listening to that. I mean, the sellers listen to that stuff, and they also have cameras outside. One of the panelists was talking about there was a trail cam outside pointed to the house by the carport, so they could hear you everywhere. You owe it to your clients to tell them never talk candidly inside or outside of a subject property. Does that make sense? I hadn't really thought about art outside like that. So, all right. So just yeah.
The safety seminar you were referring to with NAR, is that on their nar.realtor/safety site?
It's Drive with NAR. And there was 2 panelists on there, and they were talking about that. I listened to it.
Yeah, there was a recording, but you don't have active classes either, in person or on Zoom to teach this stuff. You mentioned there was a 3 and a 6 hour course, I think.
Yeah, there are. Yeah. So, but you have to get, it's funny because I went to get the new one for you all. But it's 3-hour class. So I had to put together kind of odds and ends of it. But I only got it because I'm past chair. I think you have to pay for it. And you're supposed to be certified to teach it, but it's pretty easy to get certified. You just have to have a letter from your association saying you're a stand-up person and really, and then just get approved, apply and be approved.
Well, I'm thinking about us as realtors, how we can attend these meetings, rather than teach them.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that there are. I'm sure there are. I'll look into it, Skip, and let you know. They try to put all the tools on there, but there are training videos on there. So, but they're not live. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So at NAR, we get all 50 states to take the Realtor Safety Pledge. I mean, 49 of them did it. For some reason, Florida was holding out. I don't know why. And again, the safety pledge, I mean, it looks kind of silly, but it's just, again, it's being intentional about taking the pledge, and it makes you think about what you're doing every day. We try to keep the realtor safety tips updated. Those are there on the website. I think there's like a PDF of 56 tips you can print out and send to your agents. The mental wellness toolbox for realtors. We lose far, far more realtors every year to suicide than we do by homicide. The association in Los Angeles started what's called the RAW group. It's the Realtor and Affiliate Wellness Group. And we've done 2 of them at NAR at national conventions. And basically, it's just saying, it's okay to not be okay. This is a tough business, even when things are good. But you throw in to that all the things we all go through, and it creates a safe place for agents to get together once a month and just talk. Just to say, hey, my name's Lamont BRELAND, and I'm struggling right now with whatever. And then people start to open up, and the ones that I've been to, none of these people really know each other, but there's not a dry eye in there because everybody's struggling. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just the human condition, So that's what the RAW group is. We're starting one here in Louisville, and it's not it's member driven. It's not staff driven. One person, I'll be the one that starts the first one, and just I'm the facilitator. It's for an hour and 15 minutes, and you're the source of the source, but not the source. We're not trained. We're not psychologists, psychiatrists, but we're kind of all in it together. And if anybody wants to share, and if you don't want to share, just sit there and listen. So there's a toolkit on the website for the RAW group as well. So that's what I've got. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
We have a RAW group at SCORE, so I'm going to follow up on that, and I'll get everybody the information. At the Santa Clara County Association of Realtors, we've had that RAW group. I'll see what the current status is and share that with everyone.
Julie, who sponsors that? Is that CAR or is that some other organ? No, but does CAR, are they the ones that host the thing for SCORE? You know?
I think we use that, what they have set up as a resource, and then implement it locally.
All right.
So I'll find out. That was a lot of information. Go ahead.
Yeah, and Julie, there's another one in Pleasanton at the Bay East Association of Realtors as well.
Yeah, I'll follow up on that as well.
Yeah, if you need any, I can kind of show you so the template they've got in there, you can pop your own logo in, and it's kind of like Raw Group for Dummies. So they try to make it pretty easy to do.
That would be great.
Yeah, it's all on there. NAR.realtor/safety. So I would encourage each of you to go back to your office and be your office safety ambassador, and just do something. We're all in it together, and the world is not getting any less crazy, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, and all this is really good to know, and reinforcement for what we do, and especially now, connecting this with our senior homeowners and the families of senior homeowners, and these, especially situational awareness, super important, and be able to work with our senior homeowners and to observe and evaluate their situational awareness in their own home during the processes of whatever challenges that they're meeting and that we're helping them with. So for example, because we are seniors real estate specialists, and we do work with the senior homeowners, and we are in their homes. And if we do see challenges in their home and challenges with them being in their home, and part of that is this security. So this is all very, very helpful. What do you think about that, Lamont?
I think it's great. I mean, because as realtors, we're a Swiss Army knife. I mean, we really are. I mean, if we're doing our job well, I mean, the biggest compliment I get being in this for so long is when, there are no such thing as past clients, right? I mean, I think I read somewhere the value of a client is like $184,000 a year on average for life. When they call me for a gutter guy or a lawn person or a plumber or an electrician or a handy person, I mean, that's our job. I see that as my job 10 years after the closing, because they're thinking of me as their real estate advisor, as their person that helps them for life. I mean, that's our company motto, building lifetime relationships. It's not very creative, and I can't figure out a better one, because it's what we do. We're not getting paid for it, but we sort of are, and I think this is just like that. Watching out for the least among us, the older, the aging, and people are living longer, they're aging in place. Unfortunately, we need them to age somewhere else. No, but yeah, but I mean,
we call it age in the right place.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, I like that. Yeah, and working with their kids and working with their attorneys and their whoever to do whatever's best for them. And because I will tell you, here in Louisville and everywhere, I don't care if it's a plumber or HVAC company, they're being bought up by private equity, and they sell the financing. And it's just, my wife is she works for a plumbing supply company, and they're in a couple states, and they're pretty big. But I know what stuff costs, and they'll come out and give you 3 plans for an HVAC, $9,000, $14,000, or $19,000, but they'll get there that day. And I mean, it's just, but you can pay them over time. But to be the person to come in there and say, hold on, I've got someone that can help you. I've got an HVAC person. We can help, we'll piece this thing together, and you'll probably get it for a third. Well, I mean, that wasn't in my real estate class, but they're very appreciative of it. And it's easy for someone as they get older to get taken advantage of. So I applaud you all for having that designation and taking care of older people. Because I was in a golf scramble Monday, and I got to play at the senior tees. So I was like, yeah. I didn't know it was 60. You could do it at 60 at this golf scramble, but I took advantage of it.
Yeah. That's amazing. Well, we really appreciate all this knowledge base. And does anybody have any questions?
I had a takeaway of those images that Lamont shared earlier about how your image can see you as vulnerable, or what's the other word, authoritative, and so forth. I'm getting ready to do some collateral over anyway. So I thought that was really interesting. I don't know if AI could look at my image and say, what image am I projecting, and what image should I be projecting given that I'm working in the senior community. One thing that I did, I stopped coloring my hair for mixed grade. So I want to be able to show that I'm with you guys. You know, seniors is great guys, and seniors can be sexy guys. So call on me. I'm with you.
Right. Yeah, I was, there's 2 or 3 female ladies in our association that are about my age that I'm afraid of. They're nice looking women, but they're very intimidating. And they know they are, and they can play it. And one of them called me up on my birthday and sang happy birthday to me. So, so she, I got her there. So, but I wasn't scared of her then. But I mean, I'm scared of them in a healthy way because they're the tip of the arrow. They're smart. They're professional. But they still can have a sense of humor and do those things. But if you look on their websites, you're not going to see the pouty look. You're going to see a professional that you want to hire.
Thank you.
And if you get on Instagram and Facebook, and again, it's usually some of the little bit younger agents. I mean, they're selling stuff they don't need to be selling because in the wrong hands, they could find themselves in a tough situation. And that's men too.
Now, Michelin, if you want to get a new headshot, I got an absolutely fabulous photographer I can hook you up
Oh,
with.
so do I. In fact, she lives with me. She's my photographer, videographer, my daughter. She's been doing a great job. Yes.
Awesome.
And she brings in her stylist and her makeup artist. So I got it all covered.
We should make a big deal out of that. We'll make a thing.
Indeed.
Yeah.
D. Johnson.
Can't wait.
Yes. D. Johnson, thank you. It was Steve Medeiros at the Bay East Realtors.
Oh yes,
That's
my association, so I keep up with him.
He's a great guy.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right. Well, thank you.
One last question, Lamont. So you said you're a real estate agent and you're just like doing this out of the goodness of your heart, or you actually have a nonprofit that's helping with this, the Realtor Safety?
No, Skip said he was going to pay me, but I don't know. No, I don't. No, I volunteer a lot, as we all probably do. Yeah, no, this is just, being on the board of NAR for 7 years. Once you're there, you're like, gosh, I need to get on a committee because I'm already here. So then I tried to look. I got in a couple committees that were kind of like boring. I don't have a passion for them. But when I saw safety, I was like, wow, wait a minute. That resonates with me.
Okay, now, and I'll direct your attention to the SRES, please. We need attention.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm going to look into it. Trust me. Yeah, no. So the only nonprofit is I've again been on the board of the Louisville Metro Police Foundation, and that's it helps police officers and families. We have an officer in distress fund, so we've got 1,000 officers in Louisville Metro, and they all work overtime, off duty jobs. But when they get hurt or sick or in a shooting or something happens, they can't work those, and that's half their income. So we try to come up alongside them and help pay medical bills and things like that.
So you would be willing to do a presentation for sorry, I know you guys, some of SCORE members, but for Silvar, would you be willing to do that for the Silicon Valley Association?
Yeah, I'd be glad to help you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then I'm sure Julie will have your contact information in the next bulletin, right? Okay.
In the current bulletin and the next bulletin.
Oh, wonderful.
Well,
okay.
If you Google my name, there aren't many Lamont BRELANDs. So,
okay.
Yeah. If you Google my name, you won't see any pouty pictures. I promise.
What is your title then? You're on the NAR Safety Board. Is that what your title is?
Yeah, I'm immediate past chair of the NAR Safety Advisory Committee.
Okay, NAR Safety Advisory Committee. Okay, wonderful.
Are you any relation to the British car Leland?
BRELAND.
Well, it's Lamont, Lamont, and then BRELAND, BRELAND.
Okay.
Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
All right, before we finish up, I'm gonna do the raffle now. And this week we're gonna have, let's see, decluttering at the speed of life. This is this week's raffle prize. So I'm gonna have Valerie and Marilyn are here. I'm gonna have Valerie pick an egg. Here's the basket. Basket.
The only people who are eligible are the ones that are in the office.
Yeah, no. Everybody on the call must be present to win a present. And we're all present.
This is
I need
rigged.
that book.
This is rigged.
Larry.
Oh, no.
It's rigged.
Wait, where's Larry left?
He's not here.
He's not here. Okay, one more.
This is rigged.
Watch you win now, Skip.
No.
Seb!
never-
Yay! Ta-da!
Oh, look at that.
In the Kate White book, is that right?
Yes, it is.
Very excited to read that. I'll pick that up from you next time I see you, Julie. Which we need to get together and have one of these marketing meetings
Yeah,
again.
we're gonna.
Been
That's
too long.
next Tuesday. Market Makers next Tuesday.
What's the name of the book? I need it. I'm doing a
Oh.
class on downsizing to right sizing, so I need that book. What was
Yeah.
the name of it?
Decluttering at the speed of life. I will send all this out and get you the details.
By
Quick one.
Dana who? Move your
Dana
finger.
K. White.
White. Okay.
Yeah, WHITE.
Yeah, your finger's over her name.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she has like a pretty good training program apparently.
Yes,
teaching
very
decluttering
specific
process.
training. You can become certified in decluttering.
Mm.
And it's something that we do with the senior call and the senior home coach. And
I just became a
Deb?
senior home coach today, by the way, and you know, I went onto the thing, and like I can't believe how much stuff there is inside the senior home coach thing that Catherine has. Like there's a whole like, little gigantic gold mine of stuff inside of there. It's amazing.
yeah, it's enormous. So appreciate everybody's time today. We had a great time today. We learned a lot. I am going to be bringing this, all this information brokerage wide and association wide. We do realtor agent safety training, but I don't think we do it often enough. And it does need to have boosting, you know, a lot. So I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank
Lamont.
you, everyone.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you, Julie.
Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Very
Lamont.
good.
All right,
Yeah.
everybody, you have a
Bye.
great week. We'll see you on the computer.
Thank you.
Julie, remember the class you did at CPR? You were a coach or something for saving lives for people who might have gone into cardiac arrest or heart attack.
CERT. Oh,
yes.
So the certified emergency response team. Yes, that's our municipal organization. And yes, this has a lot of elements from CERT. And there's a lot of stuff from CERT that we can bring into what it is that we do and combine with the NAR safety program. What I really liked about this, and this was a great idea, Skip, I think you left, but we do have this resource from NAR. I mean, we don't access what the resources we have at NAR enough. So I want to start integrating this more. So I really appreciate that. And then if you guys think of anything, you know, just ping me. We'll put it in. Okay, so yeah, market makers next week, Tuesday. And I have the update in the bulletin. Page 5 is market makers for next week. Go through the bulletin. If anybody has any questions, just send me an email and any suggestions. So thanks, you guys. Have a great week.
Thank you.
Talk to you later, Julie.
Bye-bye.